The book I chose to look at for my meta-narrative is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boney. The reason why I chose this book is because in my 5th grade level class, they could be learning about the Holocaust in their history section or any other wars. And so this book would give them a good description of how it affects everybody's lives and not just the soldiers that fight in it, but it affects families and kids and the whole country that is connected with these wars. So I'm going to start with Chapter 1. Bruno makes a discovery. One afternoon, when Bruno came home from school, he was surprised to find Maria, the family's maid. So after reading that, I'm making a prediction right away that they say he has a family's maid, which means that, I'm predicting that they're probably rich, because the only people that I know that have maids are usually people that have a lot of money that can afford them. So then starting in with the chapter, who always kept her head bowed and never looked up from the carpet, standing in his bedroom, pulling all his belongings out of the wardrobe, and packing them in 4 large wooden crates. So definitely a lot of stuff's happening during that, because I can really visualize the maid with her head bowed. She probably doesn't talk a whole lot, and I know that either means that a sign of respect, or sometimes I know I look down when I'm nervous, but I'm thinking since they said head bowed, that it's probably more respect than nervousness, because it would have just said with her head down, but they said bowed, so that probably means respect. So I have a good visualization going of the maid and Bruno walking into his room and seeing this. And then another thing that happened during the sentence is wardrobe. I know what that means, but a little kid might not know what that means. And so with reading, and definitely with little kids, you have to make sure you give them the tools and resources to be able to figure out unknown vocabulary. And one of the best ways to do that is have them use past knowledge to figure it out. So I know when I was a little kid, I knew what wardrobe was because of the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And I know that they walked through the wardrobe to get to Narnia, and it was this huge closet type thing that held coats, and so that's the only reason why I knew what a wardrobe was when I was little. So you can give those same tools and those same ideas to your students so they can better decode words too. Okay, so back with the chapter. Even the things he'd hidden at the back that belonged to him and were nobody else's business. So I really connect with Bruno on this part, because when I read that sentence, the first things that are coming to my head is, what does he have hidden? What kind of things do I keep hidden? Now, and then I think back to when I was little, the things that I kept hidden were things that I didn't want my parents to see and stuff like that. And so then I think, okay, what does Bruno have hidden, and why doesn't he want his parents to see it? And so that makes you want to read on so you can figure out the answers to these questions, which is definitely something you want to do with little kids and with kids of any age, because they're going to lose hope in the reading, and they're going to lose interest if they don't have these things that they're looking for. But since they have this question that what does Bruno have, it's going to make them want to keep reading so they can answer that question. So that was my meta narrative. Hope you enjoyed.